Hello there, Sonic fans, and, yeah, Sonic fans. Hello, people. There we go, that's a more general term. Today I thought I would put up a little video, in a way it's kind of showing off how much of a nerd I am, with Sonic. But it's gonna be 10 things that you may not know about Sonic the Hedgehog. So these are going to be little fun facts, trivia, little hidden things that you probably wouldn't have known of before because you never bothered to find out. So if you know these things, then good job. You know a lot about Sonic, like me. So let's get into it and we'll see what we can find. Alrighty, let's start off with number 1. As a lot of people know, Dr. Eggman's name was originally Dr. Robotnik back in the Genesis days, or the Mega Drive, depending on what country you're in. The term Eggman was used as an insult from the other characters as of Sonic Adventure, when the characters had cutscenes and voice actors and everything, and this was due to his egg-shaped figure, because, you know, he's a fat man. Robotnik eventually adopted this name for whatever reason, which is kind of weird. However, this is not the full story. Back in Japan, when Sonic the Hedgehog 1 was being made in 1991, Sega named our fat villain Eggman. But when the game got sent to America, the Sega team of America changed his name to Robotnik to make it more suitable for that audience. So on Sonic Adventure, when they introduced voice actors and cutscenes, they decided to found a way to fix up the whole mix with Robotnik and Eggman, so that's how they managed to fix it all up. So his name has actually always been Eggman, so fun fact. Alright, number 2. Sonic the Hedgehog has been in his own comic book series ever since 1993. Chances are you already know that, but I don't care. If these comics are published by Archie, you probably know who they are, and are still going strong. Like, they're still making them now. I'm pretty sure they've gone past issue 250 by now. I'm not sure. I don't live in America, so I don't get them all the time. The one that you'll see in the video here is Sonic Genesis, which I got a while ago. It's really good. I've got heaps of other Sonic comics. That's just the one I chose to show. The comic started off being based off the adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog universe, with characters such as Sally Acorn, Rhoda Walrus, and Bunny Rabbit. These went for some time with really childish stuff, just like the TV show it's based off, until eventually they were still based off the main concept of like Knothole Village and all that stuff, but they were more interesting and action-packed and nowhere near as childish. Alright, number 3, on the topic of the Sonic comic books, Sonic actually has a world record as the longest running video game inspired comic book created ever, so far, like, of all time, so far. It's pretty amazing if you think about it. It's on the back of every Sonic Archives book if you want to check yourself, so yeah. Okay, number 4. Before Sonic's design was chosen as Sega's new mascot for the company, he was competing against other contestants, such as an armadillo, a squirrel, a crocodile, and a rabbit. Some of these designs, but these ones namely, eventually evolved into other characters such as Mighty the Armadillo, Ray the Flying Squirrel, Vector the Crocodile, and Cream the Rabbit. Okay, number 5. In the original Sonic the Hedgehog 1, there were actually only 6 Chaos Emeralds, not 7, and this meant that there was no ability to morph into Super Sonic. Super Sonic was introduced in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. If the player got all the 7 Chaos Emeralds and collected 50 rings in any level, the first time they jumped in the air upon collecting these 50 rings would make the character transform into Super Sonic. And you probably already know, but Super Sonic is a hell of a lot faster, can jump a lot higher, and is invincible. The first game to feature a final boss as Super Sonic was in Sonic & Knuckles. After that, Super Sonic bosses became the norm for the finale boss, and Super Sonic was no longer obtainable as a playable character in regular levels. This was changed in Sonic 4 Episode 1, and has now been implemented in Sonic Colors, Sonic 4 Episode 2, and Sonic Generations. Okay, number 6. Sonic & Knuckles was an odd-looking cartridge on the Genesis. This was because you could lock it onto other Sonic games. That's right. When locked onto Sonic the Hedgehog 3, we got the colossal game Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the true way Sonic 3 was designed to be. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was going to be a pretty big game, but due to data restrictions and such, the game was cut into 2 pieces. When locking on Sonic 3, the player could play the entire story of both games combined, and also had access to other things such as the Super Emeralds. These changed Sonic and Knuckles into their hyper forms, and Tails into his only super form thingy. Locking on Sonic the Hedgehog 2 allowed access to Sonic 2's levels as Knuckles, and locking on Sonic 1 allowed access to millions and millions of randomly generated Blue Sphere special stages, which were the types of special stages that were present in Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. I highly recommend you play Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It is widely regarded as the best Sonic game of all time. Check it out. Alrighty, number 7. Have you ever played the game known as Sonic 06? I goddamn hope not. It is one of the worst games in history, and probably the worst game I personally have ever played. It is my misfortune to own this piece of garbage, and I did do some recordings for the sake of my channel. Have you guys seen my It's No Use montage video? Yeah, that's from Sonic 06, showing off how terrible the game is. Whoopee! If you want to know my full thoughts on the game, I highly recommend you look up Clement J642. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. I have subscribed to him. Go subscribe to him. Watch his review of Sonic 06, or you can just search on YouTube Clement Reviews Sonic 06. Start from part 1, watch the whole thing. There's a bit of coarse language, but seriously, watch it. And you will know how absolutely terrible Sonic 06 is, and how much of a misfortune it is of you to own it and have to finish that game. Alrighty, number 8. Speaking of Sonic 06, did you know that Sonic actually got killed off from the story in that game? Yep. One of the characters in the game, known as Mephiles, full on, right at the end of the game, comes out of the ground and stabs Sonic in the back as part of his big super plan thing that basically failed anyway. It was so overly complicated with plot holes, and just watch Clement's review. You'll understand whatever I'm talking about. Alright, number 9. Did you know that Shadow the Hedgehog, the originally main antagonist of Sonic Adventure 2, if you think of it that way, was originally not going to come back from the dead after the end of the events of Sonic Adventure 2? As you probably know by watching the video I'm displaying here, at the end of the final boss, Shadow actually loses all his ring energy and plummets down to the earth and, you know, presumably dies. Originally that was going to be the end. They weren't going to bring him back, but due to his surprisingly extremely large fan base, Shadow was brought back in Sonic Heroes and Sonic Battle, and eventually had his own game, Shadow the Hedgehog, which is also absolute garbage, by the way. You can also watch Clement's Let's Play of that, too, if you want to see. Or go watch Some Call Me Johnny's review of the game. It doesn't really matter. Either way, they show a really accurate representation of how much the game sucks. Alright, the last one, number 10. Did you know that Dr. Eggman is the fastest thing alive? Well, you could say it that way. Ever since Sonic's been in his Genesis days, we've seen that Dr. Eggman can run at some pretty insane speeds. For example, in nearly every classic game, somehow Robotnik manages to outrun Sonic. Seriously, I don't have any footage of it here. I'm sorry, I've only got the Chow Garden Eggman running around in Sonic Adventure 2. But sometimes Eggman will jump out of his machine and Sonic will go chasing him, and he just can't catch up. Literally, Eggman's just like sprinting and Sonic can never make it. No kidding, like, it's ridiculous. Yeah, that's the final fact. Well, my friends, that is the end of 10 facts you might not know about Sonic the Hedgehog. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry the video was a bit longer than I expected, but, you know, 10 facts, 10 minutes-ish. But, I'll see you guys next time. I might even have some more facts up if you feel like it. Might do facts about other games, Portal, Minecraft, you know. It's up to you guys. I'm hopefully going to be soon doing some Chow Garden thingamadoos in Sonic Adventure 2, if I can get it working. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. Bye!